Hello, all you positive heads out there. It's so good to be back with all you beautiful reflections of the one source consciousness that creates and animates all things. If you're new to this podcast, of course, we are super happy to have you here, and we just ask that you bring an open mind and heart to your listening experience and to be prepared to explore vantage points that I'm convinced will help shift or solidify your current understanding of the ultimate nature of reality in a way that is extremely empowering. Speaking of exploring powerful perspectives, I would like to gift my book, The Golden Key, Modern Alchemy to Unlock Infinite Abundance to you at goldenkey.gift, where you can get the audio or ebook as my gift to you by using the code POSITIVEHEAD at checkout. All right, all you positive heads, welcome, welcome. Here we grow again. I am back at it in the studio today on a fabulous Friday, and I got a little, well, maybe it's big, little big book here in my hands that I didn't know existed. You guys heard me years ago read The Little Soul in the Sun by Neale Donald Walsch, a children's book that I always say is like my favorite book. I think it's for children from 9 to 99, and it really tells the story. I believe it's the best, the closest thing I've seen to explaining sort of the hows and whys of, you know, why we ended up here, how we ended up here in 3D physicality experiencing. And it's such a powerful, anytime I've ever read it to someone like sitting in front of me, they always tear up. And it's been years, I mean, probably 3-4 years ago since I read it on the show. And, well, it was my 3D incarnation anniversary, aka birthday, a week ago. And my partner, Karen, gave me The Little Soul in the Earth by Neale Donald Walsch. So a follow-up to The Little Soul in the Sun, which I didn't even know existed. So I literally have the book here in my hands, and I haven't even read it yet. And I thought, you know what? This will be a fun thing to do on the show. As I hear it for the first time, you'll hear it. I trust it will be inspiring. Like, you know, Neale Donald Walsch is the author of Conversations with God series, which I highly recommend, you know, as well as The Little Soul in the Sun, the children's book. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to read The Little Soul and the Earth and see what kind of insight and wisdom. I mean, the only thing you guys are missing out on is the really beautiful artwork illustrated, it says, by Frank Riccio. So yeah, I if you like it, of course, I would recommend ordering it for yourself, your family, your children in your family, et cetera, and definitely The Little Soul in the Sun, because that one I know very well and just absolutely think it's brilliant. So, all right, here we go. This is The Little Soul in the Earth. And then it says, I'm somebody, exclamation point underneath it on the cover. And here we go. By Neale Donald Walsch, once again. Once upon no time, there was a little soul who said to God, I don't want to leave you. Good, God said with a big smile, because you don't ever have to. But the little soul did not understand, because this was the very day on which the little soul was going to be born. And the little soul thought that when you are born, you leave heaven. In fact, the little soul was already standing in line, only a few steps away from the doorway to earth. Should I be afraid? The little soul asked. No, 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 God said, smiling again. In fact, this is a day to be happy. This is your birthday. How appropriate. I got it on my birthday. I know, the little soul cried, but it's also the day that I'll be leaving you and saying goodbye to heaven, and that makes me sad. God gave the little soul a big hug. I'll be with you always. It's impossible to leave me because I'm with you wherever you go. You are? Asked the little soul, eyes wide with hope. And God answered immediately, yes, I am. All you have to do, if you want me, is call out to me, and you'll see that I'll always be there. What if things don't go right? The little soul asked, starting to tremble. I mean, always is a long time. What if I mess up? Will you still be there, or will you be mad and stay away? Of course not, God answered, smiling. I will never be mad at you. Why would I be mad just because you made a mistake? Everybody makes mistakes. Even you? The little soul wanted to know. Well, God laughed. There is asparagus. The little soul was feeling better already. I like asparagus. The little soul was feeling better already. Okay, so you'll be around all the time? That's good to know. That's almost like being in heaven. God smiled. It is being in heaven. You can't leave heaven because heaven is the only thing I ever created. Heaven is everywhere you go. Even on earth? Can I be in heaven on earth? Now there was a twinkle in God's eye, especially on earth. Earth is one of the most wonderful places in heaven. Then, said the little soul, I'm ready to go. This is going to be fun. Yes, it is, God agreed. More fun than you know. And don't worry about a thing. Even if you forget what I told you, even if you forget about me, you'll have a very special friend to help you. The little soul was shocked. Forget about you? How could anybody forget about God? Oh, God smiled. You'd be surprised. Some people forget about me over and over, and almost everybody forgets about me once or twice. Well, I won't, declared the little soul solemnly. I'll never forget about you. God said, That's very nice, but don't worry if you do. You'll always have Melvin. Melvin? Who's Melvin? The little soul asked. Your very special friend. Melvin is an angel who has agreed to be with you all of your life, so that no matter what happens, you'll have someone to help you. Wow, said the little soul, an angel who guards you? That's right, God said. That's why we call them guardian angels. See, yours is right over there, waiting to take you to Earth. Hold it, the little soul said. You're telling me I have a guardian angel named Melvin? Well, God said with a wink, Clarence wasn't available. Oh, that was a good nod. Who knows what nod that was? I bet you some of you know that nod, and others of you are like, well, what are you talking about? So I guess you consider it a Christmas movie. It's a Wonderful Life. I think it was shot in the 50s, maybe 40s, 50s. And Clarence is the angel in that movie. So I'm pretty sure that's the reference there. Excellent movie, by the way. Highly, highly recommend it. Oh, the little soul nodded, pretending to understand, although the little soul did not understand at all. Melvin will be with you all the time, and he'll explain everything, God assured. But right now, you have to hurry. Look, your turn is next. You're about to be born. And it was true. The little soul was only one step away from the doorway to Earth, and there was no one ahead in line. The little soul sang happily, I get to have a body. I get to have a body. Yes, you do, God said with a big grin. Okay, then, off you go. Have a wonderful time, and don't forget to call me if you need me. And so it was that the little soul was born. Now it's like that was chapter 1 of this little book. Here's chapter 2. Wow, I'm somebody, the little soul sang out the moment after becoming a baby. It sounded like crying to everyone else in the room, but the little soul was actually singing. I'm not only a soul anymore, now I've got a body. Yes, now you're somebody. Melvin joined in the singing from across the room. A lot of people were crowding around the baby, and Melvin wanted to make sure they had plenty of space. Just then, the little soul heard one of the people say, It's a girl. And everyone oohed and awed, and some even clapped their hands. Welcome, Megan, said one of them. Is that my name? The little soul asked. Sure is, Melvin beamed. Aren't you excited? I am, the little soul replied. At least I think I am. She wondered about this because just then she was picked up by someone she didn't even know. It's okay, Melvin assured her. She's a doctor. She's just going to see how much you weigh and how big you are and check your body to make sure that everything is perfect. And while the doctor and nurses were doing this, the little soul couldn't stop thinking. Finally, she asked, Is it good to be a girl? Of course it is. It's wonderful, Melvin replied. Is it better than being a boy? Nope. You mean being a boy is better than being a girl? Nope. You mean that neither one is better? That's exactly what I mean, Melvin said approvingly. And don't ever let anyone tell you anything different. Why would anyone want to do that? Megan wondered. Well, Melvin replied, some people don't understand what you know now as a baby. They grow up and they forget things. Yeah, Megan agreed. Someone was just telling me about how we forget things, but I can't remember who it was. I'll remind you later, Melvin promised. But right now, you have to get used to having a body. The little soul named Megan looked around the room. She saw lots of other bodies, and everybody seemed busy doing something very important. Do you have a body too? She asked Melvin. Guardian angels don't have bodies, her friend explained, but they can look like they have a body, if it makes things easier. Should I pretend to have a body now and then, so that you can see me? Sure, Megan said. That would be fun. And so just like that, Melvin took the shape of a person. He stood right next to a nurse who has now given Megan a bath. Hey, I can see you, Megan exclaimed. Good. Now try to hold a picture of me in your memory because before too long you may not be able to see me anymore. Why not? Are you going away? God said you would be my special friend forever and be with me every minute. I will be with you every minute, Melvin said firmly. I'm not going anywhere. But sometimes when you tell other people that you see your special friend, they may try to convince you that I'm not here. Megan was amazed. How come? She asked. Because they can't see me, and so they don't believe you're actually seeing me either. And so they'll say that I'm in your imagination. Are you? The little soul blinked her eyes. Yes, of course, Melvin answered, but that doesn't mean I'm not real. Everything in your imagination can be as real as you make it. Always remember that. Megan thought about this for a long time. Well, a long time for a baby, anyway, which is about a minute. Then a funny look crossed her face. Hey, she said, this water is getting cold. Melvin moved quickly to the nurse. Oh my gosh, she made a mistake, he told the little soul. She let the water cool down without adding some warm. I'll see if I can make her think about it. Then Melvin whispered into the nurse's ear. Sure enough, the nurse just at that moment poured some nice warm water over Megan. It was a mistake, Melvin said again. Will you forgive her? The little soul thought and thought. Finally, she said, what does forgive her mean? It was then that Melvin understood that he was really going to have a lot of work to do. Why, the little soul had forgotten, why she even came to Earth. She went through the doorway to Earth and forgot everything. She didn't even remember that she asked to be born so that she could experience what it was like to forgive someone. Oh, that's a part of the story that you haven't heard yet, isn't it? Well, you see, the reason the little soul asked to be born was that it wanted to experience what it was like to be forgiving. When it was not living on the earth, the little soul understood that the whole reason anyone even had a life was to give them a chance to experience everything. So, the little soul wanted to experience forgiveness and asked God if it could come to earth in order to do that. But now the little soul had forgotten all about that. I'll tell you about what it means to forgive in just a bit, the guardian angel told Megan. It's a pretty big explanation, and you're busy right now. And she certainly was. The nurse was drying Megan off with a big soft towel, and then everyone was checking her hands and her feet and her ears and everything. They seemed pretty happy because everyone was saying, what a beautiful baby. She's perfect. So, said the little soul, what's next now that I have a body and know who I am? Who do you think you are? Asked Melvin. I'm this, Megan said, pointing to her body. This is who I am. No, it's not, Melvin laughed. I know it's who you think you are, but your body is not you, it's yours. All that Megan could say was, huh? Melvin laughed again. I said, your body is not you, it's yours. That means your body is not who you are, it's something you have. Like a toy, Megan asked? Melvin thought for a moment. More like a tool to build something with. But what will I be building? A life. And just how, asked Megan, do I build a life using my body? By experiencing, Melvin responded, sounding very much like a professor in a big college somewhere. Experiencing what? Experiencing whatever you want to experience that you can't experience unless you have a body. Melvin wondered whether the little soul would be able to understand. Well, I'll tell you what I want to experience right now. Megan blurted out, and it's a good thing that guardian angels can understand baby cry because no one else in the room had any idea what she was saying. I want to experience being warm. I'm getting cold again. I wish someone would just bring me a blankie. And can you believe it? Just then, a woman brought over a soft, warm blanket, wrapping it snugly around the baby. Wow, did you see that? Megan cried out. All I did was wish that someone would bring me a blankie, and a blankie showed up. Isn't that great? Melvin chuckled softly. That's how it works. That's how it works. That's how life works. You can wish for something, and just like that, you can get it. Megan could hardly believe her ears. Really? She asked. All I have to do is wish? Well, it helps if you wish upon a star, Melvin smiled. But it's not absolutely necessary. There's only one thing that's absolutely necessary. What's that? Megan asked eagerly. Faith. Faith? Yep, Melvin went on. You've got to believe that you'll always have everything you need. You've got to believe that God is on your side. Now the little soul's eyes opened very wide, and she asked the most surprising question. Who's God? Next chapter. Melvin, the guardian angel, looked down at the little soul and smiled the most angelic smile. Well, my little Megan, he whispered gently, you really have forgotten everything, haven't you? God is the one who put you here and put me here and put everything here. Really? The little soul asked. Well, where is she? Tell me more about her. Melvin smiled again, but just as he was about to explain all about God, Megan was being picked up and placed in someone's arms. Oh, this is wonderful, she squealed with delight. It feels so good to be held here. It feels just like I felt before, when I wasn't born yet. I would know that feeling anywhere. What's it called? And Melvin replied, it's called Mommy. And at that very moment, Megan felt a hand touching her face and a kiss planted right there on top of her head. Wow, what was that? She exclaimed, and Melvin replied, that was Daddy. But what was that feeling? The little soul wanted to know. It's that feeling that I would know anywhere. What's that feeling that I felt when Mommy held me and Daddy kissed me? Love, her angel explained. That feeling is called love. Wow, that feels good. How can I get more of that? Oh, that's easy, said Melvin. Just give it away. The little soul looked at her guardian angel with a big question on her face. How do I do that? She asked. I don't know how to do that. Can you show me how? Can you? Megan pleaded, and she flashed the angel her biggest smile. Do you know what's amazing? Melvin began. You're doing it right now, just by the way you're looking up at me. Something as simple as how you look at people is a way you can give love away. Just a smile from you, Megan, is a wonderful gift that makes everyone very happy. And so the little soul smiled at her mommy and daddy. There, you see, Melvin cried, now that you made them feel wonderful, and that was no exaggeration. Megan's mommy and daddy were both filled with joy, and they smiled right back at Megan. Wow, when I do it to them, they do it to me, the little soul chimed in. Yes, Melvin nodded his head. That's another secret about life. What you do to others is done right back to you. You're really learning fast. This is fun, Megan decided. Are there any other ways to give love away? Melvin chuckled. There are so many ways you can't even count them. Hey, maybe that's what I can do while I have this body, shouted the little soul. I could spend this whole lifetime just learning how to love. You certainly could, Melvin agreed. And it was then that the guardian angel decided to teach the little soul about what it means to forgive. Because you see, forgiving someone is one of the biggest ways to give love away. After Melvin helped her understand what forgiveness was, Megan cuddled in the arms of her mommy with her daddy giving her hugs and kisses. She decided right then and there to forgive the nurse for all the cold water. Of course, she wasn't able to talk yet. That would happen many months later, and that is a whole nother story. So there was only one thing the little soul could think of to do to let the nurse know that Megan forgave her. And do you know what she did? That's right. She looked right at the nurse and smiled her biggest smile. Isn't that a wonderful story? Now you can smile too. That's the end of The Little Soul and the Earth. And just bringing home the same lesson of the original, The Little Soul and the Sun, which is, what I take away from this is what is the most powerful way that we can be love and be loving, by being forgiving, embracing forgiveness. And it takes real courage. It takes a real strong person to forgive, when someone has really acted completely inappropriately. And it doesn't mean you subject yourself to ongoing abuse or anything that maybe, is calling for forgiveness. But, that act of forgiveness and finding peace in your soul is so empowering for yourself, first and foremost. And you let the other soul free because, if someone has done an awful thing to you, the only way someone can do an awful thing to you is because they are hurting so much themselves. They are so disconnected from source, from God, higher self, the universe. And if you can understand, they're, an animal caught in a trap, right? If you come and you find an animal caught in a trap and you go to set it free, it's scared, it's fearful, it may bite you, even though you're trying to help it. And so if you can think in those terms with the people in your life that have done painful things to you, they did them because they were in pain themselves, right? Their leg was caught in a trap. They were fearful. They didn't see the way out. All they saw was to attack what was there in front of them. And you happen to be in harm's way in that case. And the way to bring healing and resolution to end the karmic loop, right? I think for us, a lot of people have this ongoing karmic loop of, you do something to me, I do something to you. You do something to me, I do something to you. And on it goes until someone is bold enough and brave enough to, and loving enough to forgive. And I think that's the reason both these books, The Little Soul in the Sun and The Little Soul in the Earth, come back to this foundational lesson, circling around the power of forgiveness. And I, for one, am so grateful that you have chosen to remember all of this powerful, powerful wisdom and truths that, we are all dancing through eternity, this game of forgetfulness and remembering, coming back together as the one again. It's such a beautiful dance, and learning how to tap into your faith to create more magic in your world. Thank you for remembering. Thank you for showing up. The world needs you. You are so, so vital and crucial, and all of existence would be not what it is without you and your remembrance. With that being said, I have a song to leave you with. It's by Ayla Nerio. It's called We Forgot. Until next time, thanks for remembering. Also, before we cue up today's song, as a quick reminder, don't forget to download the Golden Key audio or ebook as my free gift to you at goldenkey.gift using the Golden Key code POSITIVEHEAD. And please, if you enjoy my gift, leave a positive review on Amazon so others can unlock their lives with the help of the Golden Key as well.
Sun leaves the day. We forgot our bones till we're kissed with breathless cold and the light. We forgot these colors die with the darkness, dark in the dark. Faith, run away. I have chosen to be bound by these towers, saved. It is safe. We forgot the shape of the question still forming. Blind, it is blind. Keep me safe. These castles feeling feels fearsome, bold. It is bold. And I hold the rungs of the ladder I'm climbing in the dark, in the dark. We forgot these colors die without the light. This is light. We forgot to look till we see only absence. Sitting before the moon, she asked for a vision, bless me with sight, and all came in swift and soon. Words to the wisdom, blessings of tongue, entangled between life and grave. Grave was the pulling, life was she calling, tangled between life and grave. Allowing herself to become all her fears at once, was she life and grave. Allowing herself to become all her fears at once, was she life and grave. Allowing herself to become. arms till we're kissed with the breathless cold and the light. We forgot to look till we see only absence, dark in the dark. We forgot these colors die without the light. This is light. We forgot the shape of the question still for